Good evening. I hope you had a beautiful Wednesday in the Lord. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been fired from a job? Have you ever sat in that meeting and you came up with excuses like, but I did this, but I did that. And the person was like, but you didn't follow instructions. Well, this is the chapter, 1Sam.15, where Saul was pretty much, giving excuses of why he didn't thoroughly obey the Lord. And he was in battle with the Israelites against the Amalekites. And the Lord gave him specific instructions to carry out. The Lord said, utterly destroy everything. And look at that. God's in control. Bless the people that's on that airplane. Remember, pray for people when you hear the emergency vehicles, when you hear the airplane, right? Because there are families in the air. The Lord told Saul to destroy everything in the Amalekites, the oxen, the sheep, the people. And guess what he did? He saved the best oxen, the best sheep, and he spared the king. And then Samuel came and what is this noise that I hear in the background? You didn't follow instructions again, right? He heard the sounds of the animals in the background. And again, Saul was like, at least, I did this, we just wanted to present this to the Lord, the best animals. And we wanted to, And this is the famous verse, 1Sam.15:22. To obey the Lord is better than any gifts, any sacrifice, right? To hearken unto the Lord, to listen to him, to take him seriously, to respect him is better than the fat of rams. So you're not going to bribe the Lord and be like, oh yeah, you know what, I did this at least. No, he wants our sincere devotion. Yes, he does. And even though this is from years and years, thousands of years ago, this is still applicable today because he speaks to his children. And we might make excuses like, No, the Lord wants it all. And we don't want this to be said about our life. In verse 11, the Lord is speaking to Samuel, and he was like, I repent. I regret that I set up Saul to be king. Woo! We don't want the Lord to have regrets in creating us and putting us in certain situations and positions, and we're to be placed in assignments for his glory. We don't want the Lord to say oh, I regret that I put Michelle there. I put Johnny and Robert and Susie. No, we want to be faithful with what the Lord has on his heart, his desire, so that we could carry out the assignment. So let's be faithful and dutiful. And when we mess up, Proverbs 28, because this is August 28, we don't try to cover it up, because he or she that covereth their sin shall not prosper. We're not going to be blessed. But when we confess and forsake it, like, Lord, I messed up, but you know what? I don't want it anymore. We shall have mercy. Amen. Happy is that man that feareth always. Right? We fear the Lord. We respect. We honor him. We obey him. And they that seek the Lord, when we seek his wisdom, we understand all things, and the Lord will unveil his will to us. So let's just make sure that we're not guilty of rebellion or stubbornness, because the next verse in 1Sam.15:23 says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. We want to stay away from that. We know that that's a big belief system now. A lot of people are practicing a lot of that stuff. Darkness. As it's getting darker earlier, well, they are practicing a lot of that stuff out here. And we don't want to be aligned with that, being rebellious. And it says stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord. He hath also rejected thee from being king. We don't want any type of rejection from the Lord. We want to be accepted. We want to be his beloved and remain the apple of his eye. So that's how we remain in his grace, right? His grace, we love him, we serve him, We bless him, we obey him, we hearken, and we follow after his spirit so that we'll please him in all that we do. Okay. Hope you have a wonderful evening, staying in the light and shunning all the works and the acts of darkness. All right? As we worship him in spirit and in the truth. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night.